I can tell you from direct experience, these are great lights. They hold up really well. Everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to look at OLIGHTs. I've been doing this series on lights, headlamps, and flashlights, and so OLIGHT sent me all these, and so you got to understand all the other flashlights I've checked, I bought with my own money. Now this isn't the first time that OLIGHT has sent me a bunch of lights. They sent me a bunch of lights 3 years ago. And I tested them, and I used them, and I've been using them ever since. So this is one they sent me. They sent me quite a few. It's been an excellent light. I've used it routinely, regularly, threw it in my pocket, gone out on many evening walks where I knew it was going to get dark and I'd be needing a flashlight by the time I got back. It's held up well. It puts out a tremendous amount of light. I like nearly everything about them, except to me, there are a couple of fatal flaws. The first fatal flaw is it uses a proprietary charging, and I hate proprietary charging. So it's a USB, but it's their own little magnetic. See that? It's their own little magnetic charging. And boy, I got to tell you, it charges really well, and this is fun. You can see it's got a little red light it comes on when it's charging, and that's really good, and it'll turn green when it's fully charged, which this is nearly fully charged, so it won't be long. And they put out a huge amount of light, but because of this, and what happens if you lose this? You got to order another one. You can't charge until you get another one. I really dislike proprietary charging. I consider that to be a big mistake. And, you know, when you pick up a flashlight, you expect the on-off switch to be right here. That's what you're going for. You're going for the on-off switch right here. Or, you know, and so in the dark, you pick this up in the dark, and you know it's on this end or this end, right? But if you push this in, this is glass, and it feels like glass. You know that's not it, so you know you push this button. But you can push this for the rest of your life, and it'll never come on. Instead, you got to find this. You got to search around. You got to find this. Maybe you've taken this off. You don't have that until you find the button. And then the button comes on, and it's a great flashlight. 1, 2, 3, and that's its brightest, and it's a very bright flashlight. This is the SR2 Baton 2, and I have 2 others. I kept, out of the bunch of them they sent me, and you can see they sent me a whole bunch more, I kept this one, another one, and the headlamp, and they're all great. They're all great, but I stopped using them, and I don't even recommend them. As fantastic as they are, they're expensive. So this particular one is $70 when I bought it, but I've pretty well have not used them. I've replaced them with other flashlights and headlamps because they're just I dislike this, and I don't like having to find this. So that's up to you. I can tell you from direct experience, these are great lights. They hold up really well, and you won't regret buying one. And they've made some changes on them that are to solve that problem that I dislike so much about them. But they're still proprietary. They still have the proprietary magnetic. You lose this, you buy a flashlight, you lose this, you're dead. You're dead in the water. You can't use it till you buy a new one. Get it from OLIGHT, because you can't get them anywhere else as far as I know. So we'll do an unboxing here of them. So this is the OLIGHT PurRun 2. They claim it has 2,500 lumens on turbo, 500 lumens on high, 120 lumens, 30 on low, and moon is 5 lumens. And they last forever, very long times. On moon, they say it'll last 7.5 days, which is, that's magnetic. Okay, congrats on your new light. I can really get carried away on the, let's see. This is a $90 flashlight. So this is the PurRun 2. It's a $90 flashlight. It's big too. This is a big flashlight. Now I have the PurRun 1. That color is really pretty, isn't it? Man, I just think that's really nice. And it's a headlamp. it's both a headlamp and a flashlight. And I have used the Per Run 1, the original, which is much smaller. Now, because this is a 90, you see the headlamp comes out, the light comes out here. It can have a top length. Another bad thing about these, where does it come off at, is they use proprietary batteries. They claim that you cannot use any other battery. So this is a standard 21700, which is a very, very good battery. But they claim you can't use anyone else's without damaging it. And that's a very bad thing. One of the reasons you buy these is so that you can replace the battery and use another one anytime you want. Okay, long hold makes it come on. Now it goes up, off. I'll have to read the manual. I don't know how to work this thing. I hate that. I hate having to read a manual to know how to work it. But this is magnetic, and so it will do the same. It will just snap on there. They all work, the same one, and none of them are fast. None of these are fast charging. Maybe that's none of them are fast, but this is just standard. This uses 5 volt, and this uses a 5 volt USB, and it charges at 2 amps, which is a little faster, but it's not fast. I mean, you want a whole lot faster than that. So that works. The way, that's a beautiful light. And where did the headlamp go? And the way the headlamp works is they give you the headlamp, and it's a good quality headlamp. And you just how does this work? Mine is different. My old one is different. So that's it. You know, you just put it in there, and it's a headlamp. And to adjust it, you just turn it inside. You hold this and turn that, and then it becomes the headlamp. So it's both a flashlight, and the 90 degree is nice. There's no question about that. I do like the 90 degree, and it's a very good flashlight. I'm sure we'll test it in every way, but it's $90. It's very, very heavy. It's 6.5 ounces as a headlamp. It's very versatile. You can use it as both a headlamp and as a 90 degree angle. It's got they claim 2,500 lumens, so it's very, very bright. And they claim 166 meters. It's $90. It's heavy and it's $90. So we'll test it and we'll see if it's any good. Maybe it will be. Okay, OLIGHT sent me this light, and this thing is incredible. I mean, incredible. Let's see what you get. You get the manual for it. This is the Javelot, I'm not sure, Turbo. It comes with a fantastic case, and this enormous flashlight, and this fantastic hard case. It's just amazing. Good grief. And, of course, you're giving away all this stuff. It's going to be expensive. This thing is $229. And I took it out last night and actually used it. And this is you got to understand that this is only a torch. You know, one of the things you got to think about is, do you want a flood or a spot, or both, a combination of both? This flashlight is strictly a spotlight. It throws an enormous light a really long way, but it is a terrible flood. It's an unusable flood. So if I were going to take this out at night, I would have to carry this light and another light to be the floodlight. Because this doesn't light up the area around me. It just throws this long, straight beam. And watch out, I don't want to blind you folks. It's enormously powerful. And it's really surprisingly light. You would look at this and think it's enormous. A lot of it comes from this reflector, how it is very narrow and focused. And so that gives you this very, very long beam. They claim this will throw a light 1,300 meters. That's 4,000 feet. It's around 4,000 feet, and that's just short of a mile. That's 4/5 of a mile. So this will throw a very long light. We'll test all that. I'm not going to go by what they're saying. It's only 1,300 lumens. So it's not so much that it's very, very bright, it's that it's very, very focused. If you're going to carry this, and in their information and in the reviews, a lot of people mention search and rescue, and that's what you would use this for. If you needed to go outside and look around a very long distance away, this is the flashlight for it. Better than, I'm sure it'll be better than any of the others. But it's not a flood, and you're going to have to carry a floodlight with you at the same time so you can see what's immediately around you, because this does a poor job. So we'll take a look at it. It's $229. It's 14.5 ounces. So if you want to throw a really long light, a spotlight, search and rescue, looking for your dog out in the middle of the night, this is the light, but it has a limited use because it's just too narrow a spot. My goodness, that's a light. Now, it's not a good flood. If I point it down, I got a hot, really hot, bad hot spot. It's a terrible flood, but my goodness, that is a spotlight and a half. Next up from OLIGHT is the Warrior 3. This is a new one. I hate their system of naming their lights. They're all weird, and they have pros and 1s and 2s, and it's all weird. I wish OLIGHT would not do that. But they do make a very, very high quality product. You will not hear me denying that. And so we have, here we have the manual and the proprietary flashlight. And nice sheath. This one comes with a very nice sheath. And it, see, if memory serves, it does that. And then that's a good size. That's they make very, very attractive flashlights. You can see the OLIGHT Warrior is really, really, really spectacular. Look at all that light. So these are the flashlights that OLIGHT sent to me. I unboxed them today. I gave you my initial impressions. Some of them I've used and have an impression of already. Most I'll have to use for a while and get back to you. And at this very moment, I'm doing a review of many other brands of flashlights, some as expensive, some less expensive. I'll compare them all so that you'll have a better idea. And so in the future, I'll give you another video with a review of these and a comparison of all the other flashlights in their category, and against all kinds of prices. So these are almost always very expensive flashlights, and we'll compare them to flashlights costing half as much. Are they half as much but half as good? That's what we'll be asking in our next video. Okay, so I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, like us on YouTube.